Your eyes are biological marvels. In a single day, this organ absorbs shifting patterns of light, mapping the entire external universe. Yet, it has a physical limitation. It cannot see itself. This biological trait mirrors our psychological reality. We navigate life with sharp awareness, tracking markets, reading social cues, and managing schedules. But we remain blind to the nature of the one who is actually looking. Because we cannot see our inner self, we make a mental error. We fuse our identity with whatever fleeting thoughts pass through our heads. When anxiety arises, we don't say, "I am experiencing anxiety." We say, "I am anxious." This identification creates a state of constant overwhelm. We are exhausted because we believe we are our thoughts. This requires a shift in how we perceive our own minds. The Ashtavakra Gita, an ancient philosophical text, suggests that the human mind functions like a mirror, constantly reflecting the stimuli of the outside world. Every day, this mental mirror captures a stream of images. It reflects the pressure of a deadline, the pull of a desire, or a spike of daily worry. If you look into a physical mirror, you understand the physics at play. You never mistake your physical body for the glass itself. Yet, with our mental habits, we ignore this logic. We accept the mind's reflections as our actual identity. We see a chaotic image of a bad day and believe that the chaos is who we are. This text introduces the concept of Sakshi, the witness. This concept establishes a separation between the plane of the mind, where reflections happen, and the observer, who exists entirely outside the glass. The first step towards self-discovery is breaking the illusion of the reflection. It is the recognition that you are the watcher standing outside the mirror. How do you separate your identity from these reflections during a stressful scenario? The mechanism of witness consciousness does not involve fighting or suppressing your thoughts. Instead, you shift into a state of passive observation. Think of the active mind as a turbulent ocean of thoughts. Our default state is being a passenger in a fragile boat on that water. When a new wave of thought crashes, we are thrown off balance and forced to react to every movement of the sea. To engage the witness, you execute a perceptual shift. You mentally step out of the boat and relocate to the solid ground of the shore. You stand on the rocks and watch the water move. Stepping onto the shore doesn't stop the ocean from churning. The waves will still rise and fall, but standing on solid ground removes their power to capsize you. We can test this framework against extreme conditions, such as the arrival of sorrow or intense negative emotion. These emotional spikes operate like heavy storm clouds rolling over your ocean. They block out the light and command your attention. The standard human instinct during emotional pain is to fight the storm. We argue with our reality and demand the clouds disappear, which ensures we are consumed by the weather. When emotion hits, the sorrow curve spikes. The witness observes as it peaks and falls to zero. Zooming out, the observer's identity is the vast sky behind the weather. Because you are the expanse, the storm passes without causing damage. Emotional pain is a biological certainty, but it transforms into prolonged suffering when we forget our vastness and believe we are the cloud. If you only watch your thoughts pass by like clouds, will you become passive and cease to function in the world? The historical narrative of King Janaka provides an answer. He managed the logistics of an empire while maintaining this internal state, proving that observation does not result in inaction. Janaka practiced action without the actor. This is the ability to execute decisions and fulfill duties without personal ego or emotional reactivity clouding the process. By stepping back from the immediate emotional reaction, you remove the psychological static that usually disrupts focus. This leads to a clearer view of the situation, making decision-making more objective. Witness consciousness allows you to act within the world without the internal friction of ego. By focusing on the task rather than your reaction to it, your actions become more direct and precise. Consider this final metaphor for the mind: an ancient tree designed to stand firm through intense external volatility. The shifting seasons blurring past the trunk represent the volatility of daily life: major economic shifts, sudden career changes, and relationship crises. While the outside world remains in a state of chaos, your internal state can remain anchored by deep roots. The mind's actual nature is constant movement. Attempting to force it into total silence is often a source of more stress. Freedom is the realization that you were never the chaotic mind to begin with. You are the observer who sees the thoughts arise and disappear.